evening and welcome to the English edition of Thai PBS News. Politically speaking, a few things became clearer today, but one or two others still remain, not very clear.
Yes.
What is very clear is that Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha no longer has to take the heat over the 4 cabinet members who are key members of pro-junta Palang Pracharat Party, because finally they decided to step down this morning.
Yes, that's final. Finally, it's official announcement from the 4 ministers. So let's take a look at the 4 ministers who has announced their resignation today. So from the video footage, it's Kun Gobsak Phutragoon. He is Minister of Prime Minister Office. Kun Sontirat Sonthi Jirawong, Minister from Commerce Ministry. Dr. Suwit Mesinsi, Science and Technology Minister, and Kun Uttama Sawanayon, he's Minister of Industry Ministry, and the leader of Palang Pracharat Party. The 4 of them has tendered their resignation to the Prime Minister this morning.
They have been under pressure to resign, shortly after they joined Palang Pracharat Party. And of course, they probably had no option because the registration of candidates for the election is due to begin next week. So they have to make their stand very clear on what the political path they want to take. And what is also became clear today is that General Prayut Chan-o-cha declared that if he wants to return to the government house again as Prime Minister, he would do it through the electoral process. He rules out the possibility of him exploiting the shortcut provided by the Constitution for outsiders to be appointed Prime Minister. So this is very clear. This is the first time that he made clear his stand that he would not use that path.
Yes, this is so far the clearest message from Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. And let's take a look at the key message from him. He said it means that he will carry on being Prime Minister, no replacements, no cabinet reshuffle from now on, even though the 4 ministers have tendered their resignation.
On the question on which party he would join, to be a Prime Minister candidate, again, he avoided answering the question and said that he already has his answer in mind as to which party he would join, but he is just waiting for, in court, a formal invitation.
But to talk about political party that is closely associated with him, it's only one party that we know, it's Palang Pracharat.
Yeah, and then he rules out the possibility of using the political shortcut to premiership through the provisional clause of the Constitution, as mentioned earlier.
So it means that he ruled out being the possibility of being outsider Prime Minister, which been speculated for a long time.
I think it also became clear today, as far as most of the political parties are concerned as to whom they would nominate as Prime Minister candidates.
Yes, and let's take a look at each party, which has been quite clear on the candidate list. On their party list, Pheu Thai Party is คุณหญิงสุดารัตน์เกยุราพันธ์ คุณชัชชาติสุทธิพันธ์ and คุณวิโรจน์เปาอิน
There was a period when there seemed to be some kind of rivalry between คุณหญิงสุดารัตน์ and คุณชัชชาติ. Both of them former members of cabinet during the Yingluck. Kun Chatchat was in the Yingluck government. Kun Sudarat was in the Thaksin's government. So both are seasoned politicians. And now these two stand out as the most prominent candidates for the premiership on behalf of the Pheu Thai Party.
Yes. And next, let's take a look at the Democrat parties. The only PM candidate which is the most outstanding option at the moment is Kun Abhisit Vejjajiva, leader of the Democrat Party.
But there is still some rambling within the party that there should be another alternative to Kun Abhisit. And of course, the speculation of Kun Chun Lik Pai, the former party leader, being nominated as another candidate, I mean, is still around. I mean, so it's not a foregone conclusion yet as to whether or not Kun Abhisit will be the only candidate on the list.
So we cannot rule out the name of Kun Chun Lik Pai. Next, let's take a look at Future Forward Party. This is very clear that the choice is Kun Thanathorn Jungruengruengkit, the leader of the party. Kun Thanathorn has announced the readiness and how Future Forward Party will send the candidates to cover 350 constituencies, which he showed that it shows how the party is ready to fight in this election.
And Kun Thanathorn has been campaigning on a change message, which seemed to have resonated quite well with a number of constituents.
Yes. And next is Phumjai Thai Party. The only one choice is Kun Anuthin Chanvirakul, the leader of Phumjai Thai Party.
And then, of course, there's a big question mark about this particular party. And Kun Somkit Jatusipitak, the incumbent Deputy Prime Minister, and Kun Uttama Savayanan, the outgoing Industry Minister, two of the candidates. But the third one, of course, I mean, there's no doubts that they're going to approach General Prayut Chan-o-cha to be the leading candidate. But of course, no formal invitation has been extended to the Prime Minister yet.
Yes.
But by tomorrow, I mean, a formal decision should be made.
Yes, tomorrow we will know the decision from the Prime Minister. Next is Chat Thai Pathana, Kun Kanchana Silapa Acha, the candidate as party list number 1, and Thai Raksa Chat, Kun Jaturon Chai Sang. So that's what we have compiled the list of party list candidates of each leading political party which will contest in this upcoming election. And that's wrap up to the end of the program of the Thai PBS World. Today we keep you updated on political news on the upcoming election.
All right, so good night and see you again on tomorrow night.